But
I like the map in general.
I just think it feels heavier to me because I like it more than most people. So maybe that's what makes the difference here.
I used to love the old version before the remake. Like that used to be my favorite without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Now check out all these smokes. That's such a heavy investment for Team Max. 3 smoke grenades, and normally don't see that. And the reason for it is obviously that if you get body shot with a USP and you're coming around the corner, that's going to make for a really rough time. They are looking for something like an apartment's explosion. It seems like they're at least all moving up that way. See what the grenades are going to be doing here. It's actually managed to keep 3 people over on B. So right now, the strategy for the Chinese team is working. Now they need to get the kill. Rush is going to be falling back. Almost got stuck, and now he's getting run over. Great start. DMM taking down Russian. Looking for a bit more. Tarek is going to get run over. GN shutting him down. Lamblight to take down Skadoodle. Not bad at all. Stewie now and Automatic in a 2 versus 4. A brilliant start here for the Chinese side. Very good strategy. They managed to pull the American team out of the A bomb site, and they got the timing perfect with every single flashbang to follow up. So wonderful stuff.
I really love the fact that they just put down 1 smoke, and their presence on Banana actually draws an entire player all the way through CT spawn. Now Automatic trying to get in towards the bomb site, waiting for his teammate, trying to find this duel onto Eco King. As Stewie pushes in.
Lamblight going to be getting a kill. GN saying good night to Automatic. It's not bad.
2 kills for GN and 2 kills for Lamblight, and a great strategy to open the pistol.
Yeah, and here's something else to keep an eye on. So one thing is doing the strategy. Then in the afterplant, they hardly peek, which is really good. Like, you want to see that. If you're an inexperienced team and you feel like, oh man, we've got it 2 versus 4, like that's exactly the situation in which you could, you know, suddenly everyone peaks and everyone is fighting and you throw the round away. So good, I want to see it. I love seeing that from Team Max.
Coordination and discipline in those afterplants what pretty much wins you those afterplants. So nice to see discipline from the Chinese side. Mac 10 on Eco King. And, well, this is not an Eco, but he's hoping to be the king of this round. Making bank with that Mac 10. A nice shot. Skadoodle completely wrecked. Nothing he could do in that duel. DMM bested him with the AK.
Pick up the scout and manage to walk away with it. Stewie, no chance to react there. That's a nice shot from GN.
Good start so far aim-wise. Winning those duels, of course. This is not yet a full buy from Cloud9. So we still have to see the real danger in that first buy round. 1 CT player on B, the remaining 2 on A. So this is the correct bomb site for Max. Just behind the smoke. It's Automatic. He actually will push through and kill the bomb, but it's not going to be much more than that. 1 player rotating behind the smoke in CT. That would be Tarek with the scout.
Kind of scary with Automatic actually hitting the headshot on GN, but ultimately Rush is going to be on the other side of the map with the CSET 75. So a good round here for Team Max, only losing Eco King, and that's just fine.
Yeah, that's just a Mac 10, so they can easily throw that away. Rush will be saving the CSET 75, and most importantly the head armor, going into that next round, which will be a full eco. So, gonna see if he can survive them. I'm going down Banana, so there is a risk of Rush taking this one too lightly. But I don't think it's the big one. He's just gonna stay back for a while, not go any further. That's gonna be the round decided. So full eco coming Cloud9's way, and Max Eco King technically with a chance to go for another Mac 10 here.
Yeah, could if you wanted to. And it will indeed, so not such a bad idea.
I really like the way that you can play around with the Mac 10, especially on these eco rounds. Also even like in their bonus round coming up, just play aggressively with the Mac 10, just get information. Even if you die and don't get a 1-for-1, you still get so much information if you play aggressively towards the bomb site. If you can flash yourself in or get flashed in even and smoked, you can find out the positions, then in 2-3 seconds later your teammates can flash again and go into those positions and pre-fire.
Yeah, and on a map like Inferno, you're almost guaranteed to get some pretty close range fights with the Mac 10. So they've all stacked up on the B bomb site, on the Cloud9 side, and so far they're not running into anybody. So if Team Max keep pushing this side, they should be in a good position.
There's an obvious sponsorship for this team. There's a Swedish burger chain called Max.
Yes, there is. I mean, I don't know if they have any plans to
Expand
export
to China.
Yeah, export their brand. I get the sense that's not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Denmark as well. I haven't tried it though, so I wouldn't be able to say if it's good or not.
Listen, burgers outside of America just aren't even worth it. That's my opinion. I don't actually care where you buy them.
That's actually, I can agree with that. Homemade or nothing. And homemade, that's exactly what Cloud9 are. All American. Let's see if they can get something done here. This is actually quite a decent round for them. Still 4 players alive. Will bring an AK-47 and a UMP into the next round. The last 2 pistols. We're going to see what they can do.
Great Molotov. I mean, they probably can't win this round anyway, Cloud9, but that Molotov makes it absolutely sure that they can't. And now they're actually throwing away a lot of these rifles that...
Oh, this is dangerous.
Yeah, they could have saved into the next one.
At least the AK you want to bring into the next round.
Yeah.
But Rush is trying to keep them on the bomb site so that they die in the explosion as well. But didn't have enough time. DM, 4K.
Yeah. You're liking some of the aim stuff that's coming out here. Like their awareness is pretty good, and they've made maybe a couple of mistakes in that round, but it's not way out of control. I remember early on in Global Offensive, some of the Chinese teams that we saw sort of like lingering around there, they looked very confused for a while.
Yeah.
So.
And they seem, as I mentioned in the pistol round, like very disciplined as well. It seems like no one is peaking unnecessarily, apart from maybe 1 or 2 times in that last round. Playing with a certain cohesion. It seems like everyone knows what everyone is doing on this team right now, which is a very important thing, that team communication and that knowledge of what the plan is, where do we go next.
Quite interested to see if it's going to continue against the rifles of Cloud9.
Very obvious. This push is going to come in. Rotation has already begun for Rush, but he's only just now reaching the arch and will be in CT in 5 seconds.
Good, helpful flashbang there, but it doesn't really help out. They still lose both the B players, so the rest of Cloud9 quite far away. So especially look at Skadoodle, who's still lingering over at the apartments. He might be able to come down Pop Dog, but it's going to take, Banana, and it's going to take quite a long time for him to really be able to help out. So
they don't have a kid.
No, they don't. So I think they've just got them boxed in.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Team Max about to be up 4-0 against Cloud9. That's really quite impressive.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called that before we started. And we're watching and learning.
Yeah, great. I mean, those were maybe the most standard B smoke executes that you can think of, where they smoke the coils or the coffins and they smoke towards CT spawn. But there was a sort of a dangerous setup with a guy playing Fountain and the flashbanging, so that could have shut them down. And they managed to bring it right back, so good stuff.
I imagine what the communication must have been like for Cloud9 that round, because they see these very obvious smokes being thrown, and I could imagine that they're probably saying it's a fake, because it looks so standard.
Yeah.
And that's why the rotation of Rush was so slow, because he was not in CT spawn before the terrorists were on the site. That might have been the case. Of course, we don't know, but one can only imagine. Seems logical. Eco King with the only orb here this round. As Cloud9 has been, of course, with the 3 rifles saved, want to force up around it. Want to get 2 for Masters. 2 kits this time around, actually. 3 as Rush also gotten 1, so not making that mistake again, not having a kit in the retake.
Now let's just see if they can pick up this round as well. That should force Cloud9 back on an eco, in which case this will suddenly be maybe a little bit too interesting for Cloud9's liking. Obviously, right now at 4-0, they're probably just saying, yeah, just don't worry, any minute now we'll be right back in the game. But as time marches on, you really never know. This is a very good setup, though, over at the quad side of middle. 3 people, or 2 of them already sort of boosted up, so very hard to spot if you come around the corner. But if they catch the timing right, DMM might be able to turn it around and get the kill. If you get that on the first guy, then the whole defense crumbles. There's Skadoodle and Tarek Rush to follow it up, and as you see, the timing is off, and that means instead of fighting all at the same time, they sort of end up running in one at a time. That can really happen. I mean,
yeah, that was a very, I think the idea behind what they were doing was really good. It kind of caught Cloud9 off guard, or it would have catched them off guard if it actually had worked with the timing. 2 more seconds quicker on that apartments push, and that could have been the A side in their control. And then once again, they could play that disciplined post plant from the pit as we saw before. Unlucky for Max. They need to work on that. That's probably one of the rounds when you go home and study the demos, you'll be thinking, yeah, we could have done better on that one. That could actually been yet another round win for us. And to be honest, when you're playing against Cloud9 and you're Max, you need to take a round.
See how this unfolds. 6th round here. Cloud9. So they're just, it's not just that they lost a round, Max, but it's more the problem is that Cloud9 did come up with quite a lot of rifles intact. So that's what you want to try and avoid, at least to some extent. Obviously painful when the CT side can start to build an economy. Skadoodle up on the broken or the half wall there, and Stewie behind him with the FAMAS. So kind of out of utility. I mean, Skadoodle's got some smokes left, but at least one smoke, but you can see that Stewie's got pretty much nothing left.
Still 3 smokes. T side Molotovs being thrown as well to clear all these different positions here. Just making sure that no one's in the cheeky corners as they move towards long and arch. Stewie's currently holding. Let's see, pop flash over the wall, please. That's not going to be the case because Stewie has rotated away.
Oh, they're going to crunch through CT spawn towards the B-bomb side. This is such a great strategy for exactly the kind of hold that Cloud9 have. They're going to be in so much trouble. They are in a lot of trouble. They need backup quickly, and they don't even realize yet. Nobody's moving out. Now, finally, the A players are starting to move a little bit, but this is very late. Team Max, if they just put up a little bit of pressure now, this should be a great round. Skadoodle will pick up 1 with the AWP. More are coming, but GN with a great opening, and just like that, the bomb side is gone. They might as well walk away, Cloud9. They don't have any grenades to retake this.
GN's aim has been on point in
yeah
every single duel he's had so far. Even against an AWP, he's still making it work. They're actually going for this Tariq with a double. He'll have to clutch this 1v2. 1 flashbang and a kit and a dream, but only 35 HP. It means I pretty much have to take it instant headshot both times.
Really, really interesting, isn't it?
He's just gonna save.
They did tie Belgium, didn't they?
They might have.
I think they did. So that in itself is kind of interesting. And then they lost 2-0 to Godsend. But yeah, we're seeing some GN definitely on point. Also, I mean, DMM with 10, 1, and 2 as a scoreline here. That really, really hurts the American economy badly. And as a result, they're going to be buying up with C-set 75s and Rush actually buying up quite a bit. Is that intentional?
This is that's interesting. Let's see how that works out in the later couple of rounds. Oh, that was a slight mistake. Eco King and his 2 teammates making their way in. C-set 75 close range. That's going to be Stewie's first frag. Doesn't have time to reload. S5 with a double of his own. Remember, this is only C-set, so not the biggest investment for Cloud9. They should have a decent buy next round. Skadoodle right around the corner. Eco King, that could have been a no-scope as well.
Yeah, and that was critical. Skadoodle could have had maybe both kills there.
Yep.
If they don't get it quick. And down in the pit, checked it all out, realizes the A-bomb site is safe. So what an absolutely impressive start here for the Chinese side. There's just no way really we can overstate it, I think. This is just really interesting. There is every chance in the world that Cloud9 are going to sort of switch it back into gear and they'll come right back in the game. But even if that happens, even doing this isn't easy. So
this has been a great start so far for Max. And the best thing is that it's not because Cloud9 are playing really that bad of a game. They're just really playing well, Team Max, right now. And sometimes you can feel that you're hitting your shots, and sometimes you can feel that, yes, you're getting rounds, but you don't feel like you're dominating, you don't feel like you're doing well. Right now, I think there's a pretty good feeling in the Max camp that they are just doing their thing and that's working. It's not the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a response from Blair, who was saying that it is actually just S550. So there's no other, that's just what he's called.
Is that like a Mercedes model or something? It could be a Mercedes model.
It might be. I'm not the sort of person that knows anything about cars. Actually.
I'm just gonna make sure that we know exactly what that name is, but because that's too special not to
If you just Google S550, you'll just get like 1 million responses.
Yes. It is a Mercedes.
Ah, you've got it right. Well, we'll find out. If
I don't even know cars. That's
That's a good guess. I like it. That's a lot of damage onto S550 and Eco King before they even really see anyone. And that's Skadoodle. That was Oliver on the other side. He was on the arch side down the middle and looking for DMM coming out of second mid. He got that kill easily, Skadoodle, so good job. Cloud9 looking to stabilize the game early on in the first half here. Obviously flashing their way, and that's a nice flashbang. Really well done.
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect support play for Stewie to get in there. Could have probably gotten a second one as well. Nice shot from Skadoodle. Is Lamplight going to peek that one as well? Okay.
Sort of wants to. It feels like one of those rounds where the whole planet's sort of falling apart, so now everyone's just doing whatever they feel like. And Rush will get the last kill with the UMP. Could even swap up for the AK-47. Great round from Cloud9. Nobody going down, and they even upgrade some of the weapons.
Exactly. They even catch that secondary orb that was dropped by one of the T's, so they have a double up setup. Skadoodle and Stewie. Are we going to play mid and banana now? AK, I should mention on Rush as well.
It felt like that round was, like they had a plan, and then when it fell apart, it really fell apart, you know, like that was it.
Yeah, then the cohesion did not really show. Like,
yeah.
I think that round just missed a decent mid-round call from Max. It seems to be that was the case. But as you said, that like the round fell apart, no one took charge and said, okay guys, we're doing this. That's the plan now. And that can sometimes happen. I've seen it happen on lower level teams where if the in-game leader dies, nothing happens. No one is there to call it. Even though the in-game leader can technically see the other screens, no one is calling anything. And that's why I think you need to have, even if the in-game leader is dead and not communicating, you have to have a secondary guy who can help with the mid-round calling.
Little one angle. Rush. Great double spray. Obviously not the easiest transfer when you have to go to the other side of the hallway, but it worked out just fine. 5-3 now. And they are going to be falling back into a much safer position. And even if this A push starts to work, because the rest of the Cloud9 team are so far down banana, they're going to be there really quickly behind them. So they're in a little bit of trouble here on the Chinese side.
Trouble is brewing. Only one flashbang. And that's the Molotov used from Eco King as well. So this is basically them needing to win straight up duels. And Russian Tarek have posted up inside this bomb site. I think that's Skadoodle in the pit. And the two CT players are pushing down banana. Gian is trying to find the opening here, but he's not seeing anything. But this is an interesting position. He's clearing out a lot right now. Oh, that's the step. Now they exactly know what's going on.
Still going to make a one kill at least for the entry. Nice flank around. S550 still going to be going down. Skadoodle able to hit the shot. That's such a nice shot. Vintage Skadoodle picking it up on Eco King. That's what we like to see. Regardless, he was out of time, so I think even if Skadoodle doesn't get the shot, it still probably is going to be there around anyway.
Yeah, Skadoodle is styling on him at that point.
Yeah.
Just hitting that extra shot just because he can.
Just feels good. 6-3, and now for once the Chinese are kind of out of money.
Yeah. 1,600 after buying CZ armor on DMM. Hoping to get maybe a kill or two out of that in order to make sure he has the utility he wants for the buy. P250s and 2 Glocks as well, so a very light investment from the Chinese here. Into apartments he goes. Finding anything. And I kind of like this from Cloud9, especially in those apartments. You can get close range duels against the CZ. You don't really want to be there. You don't want to give them a chance. So they're just holding back now, playing defensive. They're still playing aggressive on banana, but when they play it with this kind of refract setup, it's actually fine, even though it's against CZs. And they can just continually smoke and Molotov it to keep them at bay.
Yeah, there's nothing really to be too upset about right now. Cloud9 leg shot coming through, and actually automatic comedy follow it up. Stewie going to be falling back a little bit. DMM picking up 1 kill there. If you got the second, that could have got really scary. Tarek is still low on health, but with 45 seconds, Oh, he's back up in the apartments. That's kind of an interesting choice. This could be really good. If you can stop the bomb from going down, Skadoodle gets one kill, and there's Tarek coming in just at the right time. So normally I'd say just go back and pit if you're low on health, but Tarek made, I think, a really good choice then, helping out his team, and that'll be the round for Cloud9. 4-6 now.
Yeah, great gamble from him as well, like going aggressive. Technically, he could meet up with a CZ close range in that position, but he's like, okay, I have seen nothing yet from this area and have all this other information, so this is me clearing out this area, and then I can go back and hold for the bomb plant. And that's the perfect decision. Nice decision making from the in-game leader. She's at 6-4. Skadoodle, aggressive peeking down mid, check in. That's second. DMM behind the wall. Flash is raining in. He's going to be pushed back for now. Still the same smoke at the bottom of Banana. And just an AWP holding defensively. That's Stewie holding back on top of the wall. Also going to rotate back now.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that. Like, if you're going to be playing B alone, just at least be a little bit forward so that you get some warning. But the big upside is this 4-man stack on the A-bomb side. That is going to be hard to break for Team Max, who actually are just going to leave one guy behind. That's S550. That smoke is going to be very annoying to Cloud9. Like, they have to react a little bit to it. Meanwhile, trying to retake Banana. Stewie's still lingering around. Flashbang is really all it took. He's going to smoke it off, and now we're down to 45 seconds.
Full Banana push incoming. One player. CT, he's going to be taken out. Full rotation going to come for those two players. Stewie needs to get a second here. And he does.
Brilliant stuff. A little bit too adventurous, trying for the no-scope, and it doesn't really work out this time, but he did enough. 2 versus 4. And 1 good kill for DMM, but there's just too many people there for him to handle. So it will be another retake here for Cloud9, and you can tell they're slowly starting to get back on their feet. But I'm still kind of happy that we're seeing the Chinese team return to what is obviously a strategy. Like, whether or not it works out, I feel like it's almost secondary. I just don't want to see them crumbling in and sort of abandoning whatever they had planned. And that was obviously a plan, you know. As soon as they lose S550 running through CT spawn, it does become very tricky, right? Yeah. But if he somehow wins that fight against Automatic, I can't remember, who was holding...
Yeah, they had 2 players there, actually.
Yeah, so whoever it was holding CT spawn, right? As soon as he loses that fight, Stewie has a lot more freedom in the B-bomb side. But there's a plan, and could have worked out.
I would like to see them put a little bit more pace on it. I feel like they've been very passive, very defensive in, let's say, the first 30 seconds of the round so far. This time around, not even challenging on Banana, didn't even touch it. Just all going towards mid. That's why Cloud9 are playing like this. That's why they're leaving Stewie aggressively, or relatively aggressively, on that Banana, so one player can rotate.
Rush down in the pit, such a strong position. DMM is still going to best him. Skadoodle barely getting the AWP out in time. It's still a 2 versus 1. DMM, he really wants Skadoodle to stand up again. That's a great flashbang. Somehow forcing him back. Didn't look like it was going to do that. A minute now. See what DMM can do just as an individual. Charging towards the B-bomb side. It looks like Stewie's going to be at the corner before him, so it's a bit unfortunate. Stops for a quick smoke, and it will land just fine.
Let's see if Stewie decides to push through this 19 HP and DMM. Not going to make noise here. Very smart, because that's exactly what Stewie's listening for. Waiting for the bomb plant, waiting for the teammate. Discipline from Stewie as well. Spotted by Skadoodle. That's so close, though.
Yeah, that went right through the wall, right next to his head. DMM, they have flashbangs, they have smokes, they have kits, so he has to hit some brilliant headshots for this to work out. It's almost impossible. Stewie, ready and waiting. Now he's been spotted, so now he's going to get forced back from grenades. Yeah, he has to challenge it. Didn't really have a choice then. The defuse will be happening.
Another round goes in the favor of Cloud9 as they tie up the game. 6-6. Despite a great start from Max, the Americans, at this point with SK Gaming being eliminated, probably my favorite to win the event. And now...
What, Max or Cloud9?
Obviously Max. Obviously Max. You know, China #1, of course.
Yeah, I mean, DMM is almost top fragging. It's only outdone by Skadoodle.
This is actually so interesting. This is why I love seeing tournaments like this, because DMM, let's be real, is a player that I hadn't heard much about before this. When I did my research for this tournament, I'm like, okay, this guy, stats are okay, but fairly limited amount of matches. Haven't really heard about him a lot, but he's playing very well so far. Him and GN, frag-wise, are having a great game.
They really are. They've taken a little bit of damage already. I think that shot for the wall actually connected. Automatic with one headshot, following it up a double, and Terry coming in with a big spray, shutting down Lamplight and an S550. So DMM, the only one to survive on the other side of the smoke, and that surely will just be for a limited amount of time.
Just hiding in the corner, trying to make some magic happen, but Cloud9, they're not gifting him anything. Now the flash comes and spraying him down through the smoke. Tarek will get the spray in the end. 3K for him, 7 rounds for Cloud9. And we have reached round number 14. Pulse coming in. Could imagine a tactical one from Team Max. Let's see what they say. Yeah, it is a tactical one for the Chinese.
Yeah, fair play to them. It isn't really, it's not really such a shock that Cloud9 are coming back in this game. I feel like that was almost certainly expected, but the really interesting question now is if the Chinese team can turn it around, you know. Can they find some of the rhythm again? They had some strengths that worked really well, some really cool executes, and they worked, yeah, beautifully earlier.
I actually really like that shirt. Guy in the middle is actually just showing off the t-shirt. Look kind of like an old school Adidas kind of shoulder design. Something I've been noticing as well, like esports teams have been getting nicer and nicer shirts in the last couple of years. People are actually thinking about the designs of it.
Yeah, and they should, in the sense that I think it's one of the pillars of like a traditional sports team is just selling merchandise. So
I want a couple of shirts myself.
GN and DMM starting off very well in this round. Picking up the AK and the AWP, they're really rushing. They're not slowing down this time. Only one defending his rush. And he's going to pick up 1 kill, but now they're swarming him. They're coming in from every angle. Rush, spraying and not connecting. There's Stewie picking up 1, but now it's going to be a bit of an awkward retake. Grenade does nothing at all. Yes, automatic catching GN just before he gets down into the pit. So in spite of all that effort, it's still a 2-on-2.
And it's so important that they get that frag. If he's allowed to go into pit and hold a very defensive angle with no nades or Molotov to force him out, that retake is going to be very hard. And that's actually why they're going for it now, because if you are 2v3 trying to retake and you can't find that opening, you're probably going to save. But now, 2v2, they're going to go in.
Automatic clearing the corner, but DMM is just way too good with the C-set 75. Stewie getting 1, looking for more. Oh, he's going to pick it up. And he turns the corner. I think he may just have time to get this defuse. Triple kill on Stewie, and it's going to be the last possible second. He picks it up. That's heartbreaking for Team Max, who otherwise were about to win just yeah, very limited round.
And this has been, I think, 7 or 8 rounds in a row for Cloud9. Max on the brink of getting it back, maybe getting some momentum their way. Last round of the first half coming up. Cloud9 on 8 with a potential of going 9-6. Double up setup on the T side. Not something we usually see here on Inferno. Usually it's only reserved for a map like Train. So very interested to see how they're going to play that one. Eco King and DMM both picking 1 up. Once again, very defensive. Positioning themselves 3 players towards second mid, 1 player in mid, and 1 player just watching Banana, making sure that the CTs can't take control of lower Banana with smokes in the beginning of the round.
We've seen Western teams double orb on T side, but I'm never really a fan of it. And
No.
I feel like it's too much, you know. Oh, nice peek, DMM. Seems like a lot of the work that has to be done here for Max is going to be on him, picking up a kill on Tarek, who wildly overextended his position. I'm not really sure that was wise. Now down to the pit, Rush. Going to pick up 1 kill. Oh, they are gunning for him. More is coming. There's Automatic sneaking through the smoke. DMM, again, making it a 3rd and assist as well. On to Rush now. Just Stewie left in a 1 versus 3. Smoke is going to make his life a little bit tough. GN takes him down 8-7.
What a round from DMM as well. Triple kill with his AWP. And I think that last one was probably more like a 180.
Yeah.
Turning.
He's got 19 and 9. He's just playing out of his mind at the moment. What a shocking scoreline. Like, if you told me this first half would be 8-7, I'd say no way. Just absolutely no way.
This is actually becoming a very interesting game. Let's imagine a world where Lamplight and S550 can step it up and maybe get like an equal scoreline, and you can still have players like DMMAG and just wrecking faces.
Yeah. And of course, there was like that 7-round streak or something for Cloud9 at some point. That could have maybe been broken up a bit more. So overall, I think just not bad at all.
Potential definitely exists for a great second half.
It's another really interesting pistol buy. Like, most teams wouldn't do this. Skipping armor on 3 people to get those 2 HE grenades, and they're running up second middle Cloud9, so the grenades do nothing at all. There's only one person on this side, so if Cloud9 keep being aggressive and fast, they might very well regret it. They're just making a lot of noise. That's suspicious, isn't it? That suggests that maybe they're trying to do something else here.
Maybe that's a double fake, really. Making a lot of noise, seeming like you're going to rotate back while they're actually going in.
Nice shot from DMM, taking down Tarek. But they're going to run over Eco King, and DMM just can't stay alive. There's too many Glocks in his face.
Boost over the smoke.
Yeah, good idea.
Bad idea.
Or a bad one. Yeah, Rush was ready for it. That's pretty much good night.
Usually that boost actually works out a lot of the time, but they just got shut down. Can't really blame him for trying. GN last man standing. Trying to find an edge. Isn't finding anything.
Oh, he's obviously out of time, but maybe he could get a couple of more kills in. There's a nice headshot, looking for a bit more, flicking away. More bullets maybe would have landed him the kill. I still don't think he could have actually defused the bomb, but that is not bad at all in terms of just a little bit of this display of personal skill.
Yeah, he's on 2300 as well, while his teammates are on 1400.
Yeah.
So that's a good economical situation he has moving forward. Means that he can get a CZ. And DMM can get a Zeus, while the rest of the team just on the start pistols. Mac 10 on Stewie, as we usually see him, liking that aggressiveness. Posted up towards Banana. Eco King is awaiting him patiently. Impatiently, one might say, with all the moving around. 3 players lined up, or 2 players lined up before him. Flashbang goes in, Eco King behind the bags. And Stewie's just styling right now with the Mac 10.
Yeah, having a little bit too much of a good time with the SMG. Should be something like 11-7 before really Team Max can start to fight their way back. So, quad kill for Stewie with the Mac 10. So much money to work with. And DMM does have a taser. Big fan. I'm liking him more and more as a player.
Yeah.
It's my kind of guy.
The Chinese Anders.
So, sometimes known as Chanders.
Someone please make that Photoshop. I wanted to see that so badly.
Sadly, it's already been made.
Yeah, it's not even a Photoshop.
No, it's not even.
Oh!
My God, lighting automatic up. We got the noise and everything. It's the best thing ever. Oh, he's just on fire, isn't he? Cruising by with the Galil. Running back in. They will have heard that, I think. Almost catching, but that's an ace. Mac 10 ace for Stewie. So we had everything in that one round.
Yeah.
That noise gets me every time.
It's such a hilarious sound because the rest of the game is so serious and like people are dying, blood and bullets everywhere, and then there's a taser.
I can't deal with it.
No, it's too much.
10-7, and sadly, even though they did a pretty good job that round in dishing out some economic damage, they can't really buy it, so they're forced in some sense to let Cloud9 have another round in here.
Eco King spotting towards logs on the Banana, eating that grenade. Taken down to 37. Lamplight on the yellow box, first box. ready at the headshot angle if Stewie should overextend and not look towards his position. That's why, wow, that's a good nade as well. That's why Eco King's making that position, making that noise. But Automatic just doesn't care. Nades first and then brings the fire and flames to take down yet another Max player.
Stewie walking past. There was a bit of a gap there apparently. S550 going to be able to pick that one up, but quick return coming out. Oh, last bullet I think. Taking down GN. DMM on the other side, looking for a shot with the CSET 75. Maybe got the kill on Rush, but he's going to escape for this moment. So 11-7, and here's the big test.
This is around Anders. This is where TMN and the boys, they need to come up clutch. Where they need to get this going if they want to have a hope of doing anything in this match, apart from just having, well, a decent T side and showing some great individual play. If they want to actually bring a result home from this, they need to start now.
Yes, indeed. Pushing 3 men down, or at least were pushing a couple of people down. Nice flick from Skadoodle, looking for more. Sees the second player, and that's really big news. Now they're all going to try and see if they can charge them down. S550 alone, and there's no one there that can help him out. The other two are still on the other side of the map, just waiting. It's very risky for him to be pushing up like this. If he gets the kill, I guess it's all worth it, but 4 versus 3 now.
High risk, high reward. It's the game that he likes to play. We'll take it easy for now. 3 players remaining against the 4 of Cloud9. Skadoodle down to 18 HP, but he's on an AWP, so it's not really the end of the world. One of the UMPs have been eliminated. Tarek remains as they edge themselves closer and closer towards this A-bomb site. But now deciding to go back, and that's the correct call. S550 is just now rotating back towards the bomb site. And he'll be the lonely guardian of the B site.
Yeah, the problem is with that AWP, they are going to be smoking off where he's standing right now. And even if he falls back in construction the other way, he's still going to get smoked off. So
time for a wall bang.
Oh, they're not actually using any grenades. They just shoulder peek that out, and he takes the bait a little bit. Now they're going to try and run him down. Tarek, that's so aggressive, and he wasn't ready for it. DMM goes down. No head armor on that AWP, or maybe no armor at all. GN should just think about saving the rifle here, but he is looking for an exit kill. Pick up one. Oh, nice shot from Automatic. Yeah, that was smart play, I think, from Stewie running him down.
I think it was Tarek, but
oh,
still,
Tarek, yeah.
The idea is totally correct. Like, that way that, okay, they know there's an AWP there. He is 9 out of 10 times going to rotate through the ruins, and with a UMP-45, you can run and shoot at the same time, and he was lucky to catch him, the AWP, just around the corner. Nice secondary headshot as well. Tarek is just making all the right decisions right now. Very nice from him. 12 rounds to the 7 of Max, who are once again on a pistol round. 3 C-sets and a couple of nades, but haven't really been thrown out just yet.
I always like it when people try these grenade-type situations, but it does feel like the success rate on it is somewhat limited. Stewie gonna have a chance to get a couple of kills here as they all come rushing down Banana, lining up in his crosshair. He does only get 2 of them. S550 will be able to pick him up.
The man with the expensive name is now all alone. To save some money. Won't be allowed. Rush will take him out. That's going to ensure round number 13 for the Americans, who have been, as we said in the intro, perfect so far in this tournament. They have really had a nice run. Had a nice run in the qualifier as well, in the regional WESG Americas final. Also pretty stellar. As of late, they are looking like a serious contender, especially now, as I mentioned earlier, that SK Gaming have been eliminated. Their biggest rivals are probably Fnatic for this one.
Quite a massive bonus if they could pick it up. Here's the push down from the Chinese on the CT side, down the middle. Oh, they're all lined up. The spray is in. Oh, he runs out of bullets. That would have been a beautiful spray down. An automatic getting a headshot in return, but he's very much alone. 1 versus 3. And now they need to really play it safe. I'm glad they're doing this. This is smart play. This is the sign of a team that knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
It would have been one of those easy easy traps to fall into where suddenly you keep fighting for no reason. And against a player the caliber of Automatic, that would be a massive mistake.
Automatic has been so good in the last 6 months. I
Yeah.
think it was, it might have been Pimp who tweeted about it. And he has been the last couple of tournaments, he's been around 110 to 132 rating.
Yeah.
And right now at this tournament, he's already sitting at 120.
I started calling him the North American Sipnix. He's got like a similar robot type face, and he is really just a genius player.
Mr. Consistent as well.
Yeah.
Right now you're wondering, as I mentioned, as we went into the second half, what if Eco King and Lamplight start stepping up? Like, they're only on 4 to 15 and 5 to 17. The rest of the team is actually almost pulling their weight on their own. What if they really started to step this one up? I think we could actually see some pretty close rounds here.
Yeah, they do need that. And it is hard to imagine that you're going to have one guy carrying your way through Cloud9 like that.
Yeah.
That's very unlikely. So it needs to be more of a team effort. This time the American side are going to be pushing through Arch, and it's a great flashbang, but he doesn't capitalize. The follow-up is there. They're all lined up once again, but they only get the 1 kill. There's a good couple of frags in favor of the Chinese. Skadoodle and Automatic to bring it right back into a 2-on-2. So a bit of a shame, as they maybe could have had the advantage. Now the bomb is going to be going down, and Eco King and Lamplight, they must win. As she said, they hadn't been playing all that well, but it's on their shoulders to try and bring this one back, because otherwise Cloud9 are just going to be way too far ahead.
So much utility as well.
Yeah.
On these CTs. Can mollo 2 different parts of the site. 2 smokes that almost land in the same position. I don't think there might be a slight gap to the left. But with Automatic position, and he has 2 flashbangs as well, this is proving to be way too hard. Skadoodle, what's the game plan here? Hitting shots. That's going to be the round. 14 to 8. Cloud9 with another round, and only 2 rounds away from winning what is Team Max's map pick, because Cloud9 decided they wanted to play on Train for theirs, so this is a hard one.
Yes, it definitely is. I mean, they almost came out on top. They had great flashbangs down towards Archway, but you could tell S550 just kind of wanted to go aggressive, kind of didn't. And in the end, he only got the 1 kill and was traded. So if that's a double kill, that just might be the round, you know.
Yeah, it's these small things, these small differences that could change the round in the favor of Max. They're not far away from having 10, 11, 12 rounds right now.
Yeah.
Which in itself is an achievement against the defending major champions.
Just imagine how much money it'd be for Cloud9 winning the major and winning this tournament. That'd be really, really good.
They're just
Good couple of months' work.
rolling in cash, literally rolling in $100 bills.
Yeah, more power to them.
They deserve it, though.
Absolutely. GN alone in the bomb site by the coffins, and slowly being forced back and not really feeling too confident. Oh, Automatic getting caught in the transition. That's a bit awkward. Still should be a pretty clean round here for Cloud9. Just get that bomb down, and a little bit of some shots coming through there for GN. Still going to take him down and not going to find anyone else. That in itself will probably give away a little bit of the game here. And that Molotov and the smoke and just everything else, not possible. Probably, I know Cloud9's about to be on 15, but probably they should have saved.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's, you got to look at it this way, like, what's the percentage chance of us winning this round? You always got to attack a problem like that, because if you have, let's say, between like under 5% chance of winning a round, and you have so much equipment with you that it could make a difference in the next round, probably not go for it. But it's so hard for the players to like have that thought come through their head in the middle of the game. Oh, that almost got dangerous. 1 AK save though. This could potentially be the last round of this first map. Force up around an AK.
And a P90, we don't get to see those very much.
Well, I commentate the female tournament, and I see them plenty.
Yeah, that's true. For some odd reason, I'm never quite sure why, but but they do make their appearance there a little bit more. 15 to 8. We'll see what DMM can do He's been playing really well. GM's been having some good shots. Stewie, though, no surprise, going to be quick with the AK, taking one down. And there's a great double kill. Stewie still doing work and dropping GN on the other side. The bomb is weirdly down at the bottom of Banana. If they went B, it'd just be almost too much to handle. But they've got control of the bomb site. Stewie putting on the pressure still. Nice lineup. Triple for Stewie. Still a 2-on-2 here.
Rush and Skadoodle have to work together. Bomb. It's going to go Banana. Rush is just making so much noise, throwing down utility, and this is the second that they realize it. He's going to be able to catch at least one of them, maybe even two.
Yeah,
perfect.
That kill is devastating. Otherwise,
that's the round one.
Yeah, maybe there's a chance, but now if you're Eco King, not easy to play at this level, and against one and two of the best players here, Skadoodle and Rush. Already the bomb down. Probably just has to try and speed it up. Running through the smoke, because why not? Skadoodle waiting on the other side. 16-8 in favor of Cloud9. So a good finish for them.